I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna fuck with me. Got the police busting at me, but they can't do nothing to me.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello guys, welcome to a brand new video about this game called For Speed Payback. So this is a racing game and I'm going to show you guys a benchmark of this game with the 4 graphical settings inside of them. So the first one is ultra settings right now at 3440 by 1440p resolution, and this is an ultra wide resolution, guys. So we are using a Gtx 980ti coupled with a Ryzen 5 1600, and both are overclocked. So the Ryzen 5 is overclocked to 3.7 gigahertz and the Gtx 980ti is running at 1400 megahertz, somewhere in between that range. So those are moderate overclocks. I mean, it's not the highest, but these are pretty decent overclocks, guys. So I will jump right into a race. So we are inside of the desert playing against these people here. So this is an offline match, guys, so this is not online, and we are getting close to 60 to 65 frames a second inside of this game when we play at ultra settings. So that's actually very good, guys. I mean, Gtx 980ti is doing a very good job of maintaining the preferred 60 fps range, so that's actually really good. And I was actually really satisfied with the performance that I was getting with this graphics card. So this game is actually not that demanding. I mean, it's somewhat demanding, but not the highest like some of the other open world games like Assassin's Creed Origins or I don't know, like the newer games that are announced. So this is fairly runnable on a 980ti. So if you want to get 60 fps and above, you should be able to play this game with a 980ti, guys, fairly easily. So as you guys can see, I have all of the metrics on the left hand side, guys. So right now our GPU is being utilized 98% out of the time, so that's really good. So our GPU is being utilized fully, I mean close to full. I mean 98 is within margin, if you guys know. So and we are getting close to 65 to 70 fps. I mean it fluctuates, guys, which is kind of normal, but and we are using 4.3 gigabytes of our 6 gigabyte VRAM buffer. So this means that you will need at least 6 gigabytes if you want to run this game at ultra settings, because there are so many textures that the game has to load and stuff. So 3 gigabytes might not be able to run this game. So I'm gonna run to this third line, which is the memory clock. So our memory is being overclocked by plus 250 megahertz inside of our benchmark. So this will result in a very good frame rate. So we are also running the Ryzen 5 1600, and that's being utilized at 76% or 50% in this case. So our event has been completed. So at ultra settings you are getting somewhere in between 60 to 65 frames a second, so that's really good. And you should be able to play this game in every single setting, guys, if you have the 980ti. So that's really good. We have finished the mission right here. So this was the benchmark at ultra settings, guys, and I am going to show you guys high settings inside of the next setting, guys. I'll see you then. Welcome back, guys, in For Speed Payback, the benchmark, and this time we are set to high settings. So everything is set to high settings, guys, inside of the menu, as you guys can see, at 3440 by 1440p resolution. And we are going to jump into our second race, guys. So this will give you a great idea how well the GTX 980ti performs at high settings when you play a race. I mean, I just wanted to play a race, guys, because the race scenarios will be the most demanding, because those will actually challenge your GPU the most compared to when you just drive freely. I mean, that way you will have a great idea how well the GTX 980ti performs under full load. So as you guys can see on the left upper hand corner, so the GPU is being utilized 99 to 98% most of the time, so that's a clear indication that our GPU is not being bottlenecked. So, and we are running 60 to 75 FPS this time, so we are getting somewhat an increase of 10 frames a second, which is really good actually. So last time we were getting somewhere in between 60 to 65. This time we're actually pushing the 70 FPS margin, and that's actually really good. So high settings looks actually pretty similar to ultra settings in my opinion, because there's not that much of a difference. If you look closely, I mean, it's really hard to tell the difference between high and ultra in my opinion. So another note, guys, I mean, I am right now using 10 gigabytes of RAM. That's quite insane. I mean, this game is actually requiring a high amount of RAM, guys. I mean, most of the times you would be able to get great performance with 8 gigabytes of RAM, especially when you play a game. I mean, right now I am recording this game with MSI Afterburner, and I have this game open, and Nvidia ShadowPlay is my recording software. So I am not even opening a Google Chrome tab, by example. I mean, this is the only thing that my CPU is running right now, and we are actually getting higher than 10 gigabytes of RAM. That's insane. So this was kind of shocking in my opinion. I mean, this game is really needing a high amount of RAM. This game needs a lot of RAM. So that's just a heads up if you want to purchase this game. I mean, that's just something to keep inside of your minds, guys. I mean, this game needs a lot of RAM. So this was high settings. Right now we are going to jump at medium settings, guys. Welcome back, guys. This time at medium settings inside of Need for Speed Payback. So I'm gonna open the settings and show you guys what kind of frame rate we are getting. So we are at medium settings, and I'm going to jump right into a race, and you will be able to tell you guys the frame rates that we are getting. So it's really nice right now because we are running actually very good. So this time we are getting close to 90 FPS inside of the game, which is very good. So medium settings seems to be very good and easy to run on a 980 Ti. So of course this will drop as soon as we start the race, but this game doesn't actually change that much. I mean, if you play this game at ultra settings and then go down to medium, I mean, the graphics will actually look pretty similar in my opinion. It's really at low settings that you kind of can't tell the difference. I mean, low settings, I will show you guys after this, and there in that setting you will be able to tell it's at low settings because it's really it's easy to tell. I mean, but medium settings, it looks really good. It looks really familiar to high and ultra settings in my opinion, but we are getting close to 90 FPS most of the times, so that's really good. So our Ryzen 5 1600 is being utilized 75 to 60%. I mean, it fluctuates. I mean, this is kind of good, but this game is actually really demanding, not on the GPU side, but it's mostly CPU dependent in my opinion, because a Ryzen 5 1600 has 6 cores and 12 threads, and I'm getting close to 70% utilization sometimes. I mean, that's really high in my opinion. Maybe it's an optimization issue, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played this game quite a lot, so I'm not sure, but the frame rates are really good. So we are getting 90 frames a second most of the times, so that's really good for medium settings. So that's fine. I mean, our temps are fine, everything is below 80 degrees, so we are not being thermal throttled at this point. So that was the benchmark at medium settings, guys. So in the next one I will be showing you guys low settings, and that will be the final setting, guys. Low settings, guys, inside of Need for Speed Payback at ultra-wide resolution 3440 by 1440p resolution. I am using the Acer Predator X34 monitor if you guys were curious. So it's a great monitor. It has G-Sync, so that helps quite a lot with stuttering and stuff. If you drop below 60 FPS, I mean, let's say that you play a game that runs at 30 or 40 FPS, G-Sync really makes it playable. I mean, that's one of the things that I really appreciated after using this monitor. I mean, G-Sync is actually really nice. I mean, you will get the same result with a FreeSync monitor because that will actually do the exact same thing as G-Sync. So it's really fluid. I mean, but you won't need that inside of this game, guys. If you have a GTX 1070 or above, you will run this game without an issue with this resolution. So we are right now at low settings, guys, inside of this game, and we are getting actually it's really strange. I mean, this game is actually running harder when it's nighttime, so we are getting 70 FPS and we are set to low settings, guys. That's kind of strange, and I was really not expecting this, but we are actually getting higher frame rates at medium settings at daytime. So that's just something that happens, guys. I mean, some games are actually different. I mean, sometimes you will have different frame rates when the time is changing and during the day. That's kind of normal in my opinion, but so this is strange. So we're back at 99 FPS and close to 100 right now. So it fluctuates, guys. I mean, that will happen in every single game, so I won't be able to guarantee that you were getting 70 or 80 FPS on a certain graphics setting. So that's really up to the game and the engine. So I won't be able to guarantee that to you. But a GTX 980ti can play this game on all the settings without an issue. So if you're aiming for 60 FPS at 1440p resolution, this graphic card will do fine. So that was it. These were the 4 different settings, everyone with the benchmark. So I was using Nvidia ShadowPlay and MSI Afterburner for the numbers. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.